Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, Kickboxing, Taekwondo. Long ago, the martial arts lived in harmony, but then the wrestlers attacked, and only the Avatar skilled in all styles could stop them. But when he got a fat paycheck, he disappeared. Many years have passed and the UFC discovered a new avatar, a Taekwondo bender named Adesanya. Although his Taekwondo skills are great, his Muay Thai, kickboxing, and Jiu-Jitsu are pretty strong too. Many believe he's just a hype train, but I believe Adesanya could be more than just a Jon Jones comparison.
Good luck, Jon Jones. Look at him.
Hello. Ezreal Adesanya was born in Nigeria where he trained in Taekwondo as a child. When he moved to New Zealand and found Muay Thai, it turned out he was talented, straight up, running through the New Zealand kickboxing scene, going undefeated for 32 fights before moving to China. Now, living in Auckland, Adesanya trains at City Kickboxing and has accumulated an astonishing combined record of 82 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses. The style bender, his name inspired by the anime Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's fitting, because the martial artist we saw at UFC Perth draws a similar parallel. The same way Aang alternates between and combines various elements, we see Ezreal Adesanya do just that, between the disciplines he's learned. Taekwondo, Muay Thai, Kickboxing, Jiu-Jitsu, we see a methodical, calm, collected martial artist bending between styles, ruthless, as we see his opponents do the same, for a completely different reason. That said, let's now take a closer glance at the last stylebender's techniques, starting with the stance. The first thing we should notice is the foot positioning of his stance. Adesanya alternates between a more orthodox foot position to a wider Taekwondo one. Robert Whittaker does something similar but with karate and hapkido. This innately changes his movements, which changes rhythm, making it very hard for his opponent's depth perception to gauge his position. Moving in and out, it's almost hypnotic having your eyes attempt to sense where he actually is, and when you do decide to throw your shot, often you find it only grazes a phantom. Let's make a note of something for this instance. Now, a jab can give you a sense for your opponent's distance, but it can also give your opponent a sense for yours. This is a philosophy Muhammad Ali used for his anchor punch. And here, missing that shot, Adesanya feels the distance he needs to cover for his own. His opponent could not read the shot because of the constant changes in Adesanya's footwork, thus rhythm. If we also combine the swap between stances with the change between footwork styles, it's no wonder he's so hard to hit, bending between disciplines. He is just so unpredictable. We must now notice another factor in Adesanya's stance. He does know how to keep his hands up, but he likes to keep them down, against conventional wisdom. Why? This is because it lowers his center of gravity, which gives him more balance, which gives him better footing for his footwork. It also gives you more punching power, but for the most part, it is a major reason as to why he moves on his feet the way he does. It's also why he can pull shots the way he does as well. You can actually test this for yourselves. Put your hands up and pretend to pull a punch. Now notice the huge difference by pretending to pull a punch but with your hands down. You will feel it's much easier to pull your torso back like this. This is because lowered hands act as a counterbalance, freeing up your torso from the weight it would have had to carry otherwise or work against otherwise. Your arms are weight, and that weight can affect how you move your upper body. It can affect how you move your body in general. Lastly, in regards to his stance, notice how he does not keep his chin down. I covered this very thoroughly in my Stephen Thompson breakdown. We all have semicircular structures in our ear. These structures are filled with fluid, which regulate equilibrium or balance. Thus, there is a direct correlation between the position of your head and your balance. You can test this whenever you want. Have someone push you while your head is straight up. Now, tilt your head to a side and have someone push you to that side. When your head is tilted, you will instantly fall over when pushed in that direction, and there's nothing you can do about it. Except, of course, I guess, maybe tilt your head back? Thus, Adesanya's parallel with the floor head position further increases his balance, which further increases his capacity for nimble footwork, stance swaps, and, of course, evasive torso movements as well. With this increased balance from head position and lowered hands, we can also see why he's able to throw such beautiful kicks as well. It's literally the same thing Stephen Thompson does, but Stephen Thompson is Kempo Karate instead. It's glass cannon philosophy. Lowered hands, increasing balance, and wind up for more power and versatility, nimbleness, but there is a cost. It's at the expense of being more vulnerable, putting yourself in a position where you can get punished harder for a mistake. Footwork, composure, and reaction thus become the predominant line of defense, with a meticulous awareness for distance guiding that footwork. That's just it. Notice Adesanya's huge reach and height advantage in middleweight. 6'4" with an 80-inch reach. He is a professional. He knows that you cannot hit him unless you get past that reach, and so he'll use his footwork to keep you at the end of it, picking you to pieces while you are there. With these components understood, counter-striking becomes intuitive. Lowered hands provoke the opponent, but he adjusts his range to a place where you can't hit him. When you do lunge in and off balance to find your shot, he'll use a superior ability to move it out of the way to pop that window of opportunity if he feels it. This becomes frustrating. Very much so. His smaller opponents are either shelled up trying to break past that reach, eating shots along the way, or they fear the counter-strike, thus become afraid to engage. This often hands him the pressure, having his opponents back up against the cage where they'll be meticulously picked apart, overwhelmed, not really aware as to how he's supposed to deal with this guy, especially when you consider he's using a knowledge advantage against conventional wisdom for a long time. It's a high-risk, high-reward style with a fight IQ and physical aptitude that perfectly complements it. Varying attack rhythm. Because he has an arsenal combining many disciplines, he can bend between those styles to never give away a pattern of attack. Here's a perfect example. Lead leg, inside leg kick, it's Muay Thai. Then swapping stance and recovery, notice how he chambers his new leg up before the kick. This is textbook Taekwondo, but he adds a Muay Thai twist. As he pivots his hips into the Taekwondo roundhouse, notice how he lands with his shin like Muay Thai opposed to the instep. This actually puts more strain on the knee ligament, which can be bad in the long term, but it does do more damage. Opponent Sheldon guard, he has no tell for what Adesanya will do next. Adesanya bends to another style. Boxing, setting up with a jab. He sees his opponent ducking into high guard. The perfect response, an uppercut between the gap formed by the elbows. Opponent rocked and overwhelmed. As he attempts to bend into a Thai clench knee, his gloves slip, but he sees a different opportunity. Bends back to boxing, a quick hook to further shell opponent into guard. Slip lead, angling to the body, liver blow via short rib. It's a very painful area to strike. Thus, his opponent collapses, luckily, before the Thai clench knee came in against that ducked position. At close range, it too is a very strong answer against a ducking high guard. A devastating answer. Just like Aang the Avatar, it's interesting that this warrior, Adesanya, says he never initially wanted to be a fighter. He says it's like he didn't even choose fighting, fighting chose him. Some people are just destined to walk a certain path, I believe, and in this instance, Adesanya brings a fresh level of excitement, a top-tier striker who by their virtue has always led us to wonder if their grappling will be enough. Regardless of the answer, time in the octagon will tell, with one thing being certain: it will be an exciting, dangerous dance to watch, nonetheless. Thank you all for joining me with this glance. If you would like my work from me, please subscribe, it's definitely great for the channel. Smash the like button if you enjoyed, it's good karma, and until next time, peace.
I never lose.